What's up, Miami Heat fans? Happy Friday night and welcome into the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nick Roloff, where we are live for another Miami Heat game. This one in Boston against the Celtics. First game after the trade deadline that passed yesterday afternoon. Miami obviously made no moves, no Giannis, no Ja Morant, no nothing. So same old Heat roster that's been here all season long. Miami 27-25 going into the third seed in the East, Boston Celtics tonight, who are 33-18. Miami and Boston met a couple times earlier this season with both wins going to the Celtics. So Heat looking to get off the schneid against Boston. Norman Powell and Andrew Wiggins are back for Miami. So starting lineup with the Heat tonight, Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Pelle Larsson. It'll be interesting to see how Miami plays today. No trade deadline, no trade rumors to worry about. But how do you sell the team when half this roster knew that they could be on the trade block going to Milwaukee in some degree? Are they going to be able to refocus in one common goal and try to stack W's every single night? That remains to be seen. So it'll be fun to see how this game ultimately plays out. Listen, we're playing Boston. Always want to beat the Celtics, right? Hate them with a burning passion. So hopefully you guys are with me, even though there's a lot of frustrations within the fan base and me personally about Miami sitting pat and doing nothing at the deadline. I still want to see the Heat go out and get a win tonight. So hopefully you guys are excited to watch the game with me today. Well, we'll have you locked and loaded with everything you need to know, folks. So first, though, shout out your city for me down in the comment section. Where are the real ones watching from? We already got a super chat we'll get on screen here in just 1 second. I have to make one graphic here because shout out producer Cope. Cope messed that up, so I'll have to do this. He told me it was good. It was not good, so now I got to do it here. Give me 1 second. Give some shout outs here in a second, so shout out your city, and then we'll get into the action here. Only 6 games in the NBA today. Miami and Boston, one of them. Detroit and New York play today, so top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference play each other. How about that? How about that? All right, there we go. We got what we needed to get. Now we're locked and loaded, baby. Now we're locked and loaded. Took a second here, but we're back. We're back. Wanted to get the scoreboard. Coop's scoreboard wasn't right, so I had to make it myself. How quick I did that? You know, that's producer Nick being able to do it on the run, too. Shout out to some real ones in the building. Tyson in Miami, Montana in Georgia, Mr. Gio in Miami, Ohio for Time and the Buckeye, Port St. Lucie, Florida, Copenhagen, Denmark. How about that? That's electric. Shamar in New York City, Fort Lauderdale. I see Plantation, Florida, Boca Raton. How about it, man? How about it? Well, we're worldwide here, and that's what I love. That's what I love, man. That's absolutely what I love. I'm not even going to deal with his shit today, dude. I just can't. It's not dealing with that, man. Not dealing with it. I sent a message. What's up, Mike Nintendo Master? How's it going? He's from Wake Forest, Raleigh. Yeah, listen, there's still some interesting storylines around the Miami Heat right now. Do they waive Terry Rozier? What does it matter? It would be there to help free up a roster spot, which means then the Heat would sign someone on the buyout market. But there really isn't anything that you have, like, something for it. What are you gonna add? Are you gonna add like a Lonzo Ball? I would be happy. I would be not in the sense of the Heat are able to now compete, but in the sense of my happiness to watch the Heat play every night. Yeah, I would be very much happy to have Lonzo Ball on the team. I mentioned it before. He's my favorite player, not on Miami. I've been a Lonzo Ball fan, and I'll call myself a fan of Lonzo Ball ever since he was at UCLA. I just was absolutely taken away by his freshman year at UCLA. So he's on the team. Like, it's not going to do anything crazy, like, for the Heat, but, like, it would just make me personally happy to watch him play. But also there's the Heat part of me where it's like, yeah, I would love to see Lonzo in a Heat uniform. I'd buy a jersey and probably buy a signed jersey right away, to be honest. That's how much I love Lonzo. But, like, I also don't want him to take away minutes from Kasparas Jakucionis. If took away minutes from Dru Smith, I could be him. But Kasparas, no, I want the rookie to get minutes. So it's a funny, like, double-side coin there. Double-side coin. Lonzo might not be good right now, but I'm always going to still say I'd like him on Miami. And, like, listen, I'm just going to tell you right now that I don't, no matter what you try to tell me, and I know he's not that good anymore, having a bad year in Cleveland, I will always still ride with Lonzo Ball. Same way you guys do with Kel'el Ware. Kel'el Ware hasn't been that good for us, but y'all ride for him. I'm going to ride for Lonzo. So I think it's very similar in that way. More coming here in today's pregame of Miami and Boston. But first, we got to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Today's stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. The big game is officially a couple days away, and if you want to get in on the last football game of the season, start with Prize Picks now, where you can get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. But there's still elite hoops on every night, hockey, golf every weekend, baseball's a couple months away. Never miss any of the action. They've got so many great features, one of them being injury reboots. If one of your players gets hurt in the first half and does not return in half number 2, you won't lose that lineup. Guess what happens? The player gets removed and the rest of your lineup carries on. They also have early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, well, guess what? You may now be able to cash out of that lineup before the game finishes. My lineup for tonight's matchup between Miami and Boston, more on Bam points. He's facing Vucevic, the newest Celtic. He always cooks them. I'm also pairing that up with more on Derrick White and Norman Powell combined 38.5 points and more on Sam Hauser, 1.5 3-pointers made. That's my 3-player entry. Join me and the millions of others on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Who you got? MIA for the Heat or BOS for the Celtics? Listen, Heat fans still riding with Miami. 72% of the live chat has Miami. It's our live pin poll. Hey, I'll be honest, I'm not going to pick Miami tonight, but shout out to y'all for still having the faith. Heat are 6-point underdogs today, so it would be quite the upset on the road against Celtics, who, I got to be honest, like, I don't know what to say about Boston other than the fact that I can't believe they're this good. Like, they're 33-18, and coming into the year, no Jason Tatum, and no front court. They were starting Neemias Queta all year long. Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Like, I can't believe Boston has been this good. It's unbelievable to me. But, hey, I guess good organizations with good players continue to be good, right? Celtics playing well with Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, and the rest of the crew. They are having a very interesting year. But we'll see them have Nikola Vucevic today. They traded Anthony Simons, who cooked Miami when they last played in the Heat's arena. They traded him to the Bulls, and the Bulls sent Nikola Vucevic to the Celtics. Vucevic has seen a lot of Miami. We've seen a lot of Vucevic. This is a matchup that Bam always plays well in. So I am hoping and I am assuming that Bam Adebayo has a good game against the Celtics and Nikola Vucevic. The same reason why I put him more, 19 points, in my Prize Picks lineup for tonight. We'll ultimately see if they can get Bam going early in this one. Appreciate the 100 people in the building. Hopefully everybody's having a good week, and then we're on to the weekend, even though, unfortunately, no moves from Miami. Today's Super Chat menu, $5 spin the wheel, $10 10 push-ups, $20 gets you into the Heat Report Hall of Fame and a beer bong, which actually leads me into the first Super Chat of the day. Shout out Mr. Gio with the 5. What's up, Rolly? I got the package. Thanks again. Glad that came in. Told you we were working on it. Finally got it out to you. Fired up about that. Appreciate you, Mr. Gio, for all the support. What do you think about the buyout market? Well, as some of you might have seen, I did put out a video this morning about 5 buyout targets for Miami. My list included Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Matisse Thybulle, George Niang, and who was the other one that I put on there? Oh, Brook Lopez. It was Brook Lopez. Now, I'm not sure if DeRozan or Lopez end up getting bought out or waived. That remains to be seen. But they're intriguing to me. I'm not sure if Miami is going to be a top buyout destination because are they a contender? I don't know. And also, what are the biggest Heat needs? Like, if you're asking me what this roster needs to get better, well, the number one overall thing is Miami actually having a number one option, right? That is why I was so in and heavily wanting them to trade for Giannis because he's a number one option. Like, no offense to Bam, who I am a fan of, he is not a number one option on a title team. And I've never tried to act as if he is. He's a number 3. Like, if the Heat want to win a title, he has to be the third option and third best player. Norman Powell's the number 1 offensive option. He's been good this year, an all-star, but he's not a number 1 offensive guy. So the Heat just have too many people playing out of their position and out of what they are best suited to be, which is why I think you needed that number 1 guy. But if you're not going to get him, and Miami's clearly not on the buyout market, I would say the number 1 thing the Heat need is consistent three-point shooting and perimeter defense. That's why I had Matisse Thybulle and George Niang on the list. That's why I had Lonzo on there. Like, I don't think Lonzo's been good this year, but he's still a solid defender. He's a good point guard that can play make. So that's why I put him on there. We need a perimeter defensive upgrade. That's been the concern for us a lot this year. Late in games, we have issues finding easy way to get points, which is the number 1 option aspect of it all. And then the other issue is that our guards, when Herro's on the floor, Norman Powell, get targeted a ton defensively. Now, with the lineup Miami puts out there tonight, starting, which is Bam, Wiggins, Larsson, Powell, Davion Mitchell, there's really only one defensive liability on that floor, and it's Powell. So if you're able to kind of hide Norman Powell to a degree, that will help that final lineup because Bam, Wiggins, Larsson, and Mitchell are at least all average defenders. So, interesting lineup there. I saw someone talk about Haywood Highsmith. Yeah, he is ineligible for the Heat to sign, though, because the way it works, if you trade a player to someone, you can't be the first team to acquire him if he's released. He would have to be, like Mike Conley was traded from the Timberwolves and is bought out and going back to the Timberwolves. Why is that allowed? Because he was traded to the Bulls and then traded to the Hornets. So he was on technically 2 teams before getting waived. Miami's ineligible to sign Highsmith because he was only on 1 team before getting waived, and it's not like free agency, right? It would have to be in season, him be on 2 different teams. So Highsmith's unable to come to Miami. But if Matisse Thybulle, George Niang, Lonzo Ball, all options for the Heat. All options. All options. Thank you, Mr. Gio, for the $5 super chat. Y'all saw the super chat menu on today's show. This does take us, though. $5 super chat. Wheel spin time. First wheel spin of the day. Shout out Mr. Gio as we inch closer and closer to tip-off today. 150 people watching. Tequila shot. We inched there. Tequila shot. Got the Patron in the building, baby. Chris Haynes just reported teams were trying to trade for Kawhi Leonard. Wonder if Miami was one of them. Doubt it. Not that it matters anymore. Just throwing that out there. What's up, everybody? See a lot of people tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Mr. Gio. What's the largest super chat we've ever received? I think it was a I want to say it was a 300? It was either 300 or 200. I know it's one of those two. I don't think we never got a 5, never got a 4. I think it was 300 or 200. It was either Jesus Batista or Sam Lockterra. Or Jay Townsend. One time in free, like 2 years ago in NBA free agency, Jane Townsend sent like a crazy super chat. But we're inching closer and closer to tip-off. Hit that like button if you haven't already. 160 people in the building as we wait for this game. We got about another 9 minutes before we get tipped off. Yeah, I think it was 300 or 400, Mr. Major. Mr. Gio, you did a 300? Did you? Then it's definitely 300. I didn't even know Mr. Gio did that. I know we've gotten a big one from Jay Townsend, and Sam Lockterra, and Jesus Batista. Those are the 3 guys that I could vividly remember sending a big super chat. But if Mr. Gio says he did, I'm sure I just am having a bad memory day today. But hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to, oh man, I just wrote Sharpie on myself. Let's get to 70 likes. Let's get to 70 likes before tip-off. We got 170 people watching, 39 likes. It's doable. Doable. As I try to get some of my dinner in before this game starts. Got a little Chipotle action tonight, folks. It arrived right as we went live because I couldn't wait any longer. I had to go live for the crew. So we'll nibble on this throughout the game. Timeouts. Why not? Hopefully you guys don't mind. I'm going to do it anyway. I just rock with Chipotle, man. It's just a big bowl right here, man. What's y'all fuck with Chipotle? And if y'all do, what's your order? Because I know a lot of people rock with Chipotle. My order, it's consistent every time. It's white rice with chicken, half steak. So white rice, half chicken, half steak. Fajita veggies, lettuce, their green salsa, the tomatillo one, I think it's called, and then I throw queso on it. That's my order. Steak bowl. I rock with it. All right, let's go. We're trying to get to 70 likes before tip-off, though. We're only at 41. Got 200 people watching. Come on here. We're live for free here. You had Thai mixed? That sounds gas. Can't lie. That sounds terrific. Let's get it. Hey, another question I'll ask here. Outside of Miami here, another big game this weekend. Super Bowl. Who y'all got win the Super Bowl? Y'all got Patriots or Seattle? Seahawks? I imagine a lot of people are going to say Seahawks considering a lot of people don't like the Patriots. Major, I often go against that dilemma. You say, oh, I like the video if you do this. As much as I love Lonzo Ball, I would agree that if DeMar DeRozan is bought out, I would rather have him than Lonzo. DeMar DeRozan would be an excellent addition on the buyout market. Shout out Brian Aycock with the $5 super chat. Love me some Rolly, but this is the night we're on separate sides. I always forget, shout out to you, Aycock, you're to go, if you're still watching, that you're a Celtics fan. I do always forget it because I just imagine that there's just no world you're a Celtics fan because you're a Miami guy through and through. But separate sides today. Separate sides. Major saying Patriots will win easy. Devontae Adams going Seahawks. Williams Seahawks. Robin says Seahawks win. Devontae asks who I got. If I'm going to be honest, if I'm pulling off my blinders of Miami and I'm going to be unbiased to see who I think wins this game, I only have one reason. And I explained this real quick. If you watched our chat sports, who you got short, I think the Patriots win. For one reason and one reason only. It is because 90% of NFL fans NFL media, and analysts are picking Seattle. I mean, for crying out loud, ESPN did a prediction. They had 58 votes. 48 out of the 58 picked the Seahawks. And I am going to be honest. I think these two teams are relatively even. So the fact that everybody believes it's going to be Seattle by a gazillion makes me think that the Patriots win. And it sucks, but that's what I think. Like, I just don't see a world where two teams that are similar, both 14-3, both good teams, both have question marks at quarterback right now, but really? Like, 90% of the people think that's how it's going to turn out? I just don't know if I buy that. Yeah, and if you're a gambling man, I'll take the Patriots. I mean, they're plus money. I'll take the Patriots at plus 200. Like, everyone says the Seahawks are so much better, and maybe that's the case. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But when you look at the analytics of like EPA per play, EPA per drop back against the run, like they're so similar. Both teams are top 5 in scoring, defensively and offensively. I think it's an even matchup. Which is why I don't really understand it's so lopsided to people thinking Seattle's going to win. That's just me, though. Major put 800 on the Patriots. Now, I don't believe you. I got to be honest, I don't believe you. I don't think you're throwing around 800 like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't think so. FTJ, cock. Always FTJ. I will say this. I put $200 today. No joke, my own money, $200 on the under. 45.5 is the over-under total point spread in this game. No chance, in my opinion, that game goes over. Like, I see a 24-20 final. Or like a 21-17, 24-14 maybe even. I just think to get 46 points in this game is crazy. Crazy. So if you want a rolly bet for Sunday, take the under. I got some prop bets in the work as well. I'll be working on prize picks, taking more or less. There's a fun one, more on players' pass attempts. So 2.5 is the number, because obviously 2 quarterbacks. Those are the only guys throwing it. Nah, I'm telling you, there's going to be a trick play. Someone other than Drake May and Sam Darnold's going to throw it. Take them more on that. And also, we're fading TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson rush attempts, receptions, receiving yards, less. It's going to be like they don't trust them. He got like 8 snaps against the Broncos. It's going to be Ramondre Stevenson and Ramondre Stevenson only. That's my thing. Plus, like, everyone says don't bet with the mob. Fair. Like, listen, 80 or 75%, I think, of the public is on Seattle, which means Vegas cashes in with the Patriots winning. I side with Vegas. They're not going to let the public cash in. Speaking of Cooper Kupp, first touchdown. You heard it here first. 240 people when I just said that. Y'all witnesses when Cooper Kupp scores the first touchdown on Sunday. Remember who told you first. Cooper Kupp first touchdown. All right, we're about to get ready here. If you're ready for the game, spam those me's. Heat wearing their white unis. Celtics wearing their black unis. Surprise, but Nikola Vucevic is not starting tonight. No Vucevic in the starting lineup. They got Luka Garza and Neemias Queta starting. Double big. All right, here we go. About time to get tipped off in Boston, folks. Here we go. Tip is up and 1 by the Miami Heat. Start with the ball. Davion Mitchell guarded by Jaylen Brown. Gets a screen by Pelle Larsson. Now gets a screen from Norman Powell. Flare screen. Powell pump fake. 3 in the corner. Kaboom! And that's how the Heat start this one. Powell missing the last 3 games with personal reasons. Shout out Norman Powell, by the way. Congrats to him and his family. Birth of his first child, I believe. I knew he missed because birth of a child. I don't know if it's exactly his first or not, but I think it is. Norman Powell defending Jaylen Brown. It swung over to Derrick White. White harassed by Davion Mitchell. Now he hoists over Andrew Wiggins. Great defense there. Luka Garza fights for the board, but Larsson steals it away. Look at Pelle Larsson. Now Larsson attacks. Drops off for Bam. Bam triple team. Kicked out. Larsson has it. Back to a cutting Wiggins. That's got to be a foul. No call. A lot of contact. Missed shot. Wiggins inside. 1 minute in. Heat up 3-0. Jaylen Brown. Driving on Wiggins. Lefty layup. No. Good box out, Davion Mitchell. Heat playing hard early. In transition. Powell, open 3. Too strong. And Boston secures the rebound there. Good look, though, there. In transition. Heat getting out early. Derrick White gets a series of screens. Heat switching everything. Bam on the bald. Sam Hauser with a 3-point shot. No good there. Offensive rebound, Neemias Queta. Queta inside. Stripped by Norman Powell. Powell used that 6'11 wingspan to get the steal. Heat in transition. Wiggins, corner 3. Kaboom! Stealing Eric Reed's flow here, but Heat up 6-0. 2 threes by Wiggins and Powell. As we're 2 minutes into this first quarter, Derrick White, hounded by Davion Mitchell. Loved the defensive energy early by Miami. Bodies hit the deck, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Neemias Queta barreling down on Davion Mitchell. It's going to be a foul and a turnover. What a start for Miami tonight. Let's see if we can continue to build this early lead. Mitchell gets a screen. Swings it to Powell. Powell catch and shoot left wing 3. Splash! Heat up! 9-0. Powell with back-to-back triples. He's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Oh, they're going to say his foot was on the line. It's a 2. That's a bummer. 2, though. We'll take it. 8-0 Miami. Jaylen Brown. Pull up 3 over Wiggins. No good. Ball batted around. Secured by Miami. Powell in transition. Finds a cutting Larsson. Swings to Wiggins. Open corner 3. Oh, that would have been awesome to see go down. Derrick White attacks the other way. Flips up a floater, and that is how Boston gets on the board tonight. Powell fouled on the floor. I think on the floor. They call that in the act of shooting. Second foul of the first quarter on Neemias Queta, though. So Queta will be coming out with those 2 fouls. This is the first time we see Nikola Vucevic. It is the veteran big that was acquired on Wednesday or Tuesday, I forget which day it was, for Anthony Simons, making his Boston Celtic debut today. And right away, the Heat go after him. Norman Powell hits a floater, and Norman Powell now with 7 points on the game with that floater up and in. Peyton Pritchard checks in for Boston for the first time. Brown, left wing, guarded by Davion Mitchell. Oh, great defense, Davion Mitchell. Brown misses the fadeaway. Ball batted around. Rebound, Andrew Wiggins. Over Vucevic. Heat in transition. They get it to Bam, who's got position inside, and he turns around, misses, but Wiggins tips it up and in. And we got a timeout. Wiggins and Norman Powell taking it to Boston. All 12 points from the 2 veterans. Timeout by the Celtics. They need to talk it over. Spam those fireball emojis. get the chat hot up in here. Good start for Miami tonight. Let's go. William, Dane, Hot Dog, Matthias, Dolphins Heat fan, Makai, King, my guy Monty. What's up, Monty? Hopefully they can keep it up as well. I already saw someone say, that's going to be one of those games where they get up early and blow in the third quarter. Let's try not to speak that into existence. Devonta Adams burner? I agree. I'm out on him. I don't even want him in the offseason. Stay away from my team. Loser. No, I don't mind. I don't mind you saying that because we've seen it. Like, it's not like you're making that up. It happens all the time. I just don't want it to be a tonight thing. So I'm going to try to stay positive. Listen, if Davion Mitchell is there, I'll grab him, but I'm not going to get my hopes up for nobody. I'm a broken man. And this broken man has lost all faith in this front office making a good move ever. Sorry. I think a lot of you guys feel the same way, but it's just frustrating. But he off to a hot start. Oh! I think they reviewed. The scorer got another point added for Miami. So I think they reviewed that Norman Powell shot that they called a 3 or 2, and they changed it to a 3. So Heat up 11, and Norman Powell's got 8 points tonight. Let's go. This game keeps on going Miami's way so far. Let's keep it rolling. Derrick White, step back 3. No good. Rebound. Loose. And taken by Powell. I tell you what, Norman Powell looks fantastic tonight. His energy has been tremendous. Bam. Pull-up jumper over Vucevic. Yep. Bam continues to just dominate Vucevic every time they match up. Heat up 13. Jaylen Brown on the right wing, cut off, throws it back to Derrick White. White, pick and roll with Vucevic. They try to get Vuce inside. They can't get it to him. So it's Jaylen Brown. He'll take a contested step back 3. Air ball. Ball loose. Rebounded by Adebayo. Miami looks to continue this lead. What a defensive start for the Heat. Bam, pull up 3 over Vooch. That one comes up just a bit short. Oh! Bodies hit the deck, no whistles. It's going to result in a Hauser 3. No good. Larsson with the rebound. Oh, my goodness. Larsson throws it away. And it's going to be Celtics basketball. Or are they saying it's Heat ball? What's the call? Celtics ball. Yeah, that's what I thought. Heat up 13. Defense has been outstanding. Jaylen Brown backing down on Wiggins. Poked away. Picked up by Mitchell. Heat out in transition. Mitchell to the rim. Blocked out of bounds. But will still be Heat ball on the baseline. What defense and energy from Miami early here. I mean, we're 5 minutes into the game, and Boston's only got 2 points. How about it? It's also the third turnover by Boston here early in this first quarter. Substitutions for Miami. Jaquez checks in. Powell, he was open on the out-of-bounds play, but dropped it. And then it goes out of bounds, and it will be Celtics ball. The energy tonight's been outstanding. Looks like a team that is re-energized. 2 days off, didn't play Wednesday or Thursday, coming off that embarrassing loss at home to the Hawks. Came ready to play. Jaquez in for Andrew Wiggins. That's the change for Miami. Derrick White's got on the left wing. Pick and roll with Vucevic. Pritchard now attacks Davion Mitchell. Mitchell's going to be called for a foul. He was hounding Pritchard, giving him no airspace. Pritchard averaging 17 points off the bench this season. Part of the reason why they felt comfortable trading Simons to upgrade their front court for Nikola Vucevic, who's making his debut tonight. Pritchard driving, kicking, Hauser, hounded. Gets it to Pritchard, 3 on the shot clock. Pritchard, contested step back, no good. Rebound, oh my God. The Heat had it, and then Norman Powell took it away from Bam, and it fell right to Vucevic for the layup. That's a horrible. Bam the other way, attacking, gets to his left hand, right by Vucevic for the score. Bam's athleticism and quickness always gives Vucevic issues. I tell you what, if we could have Bam play Vucevic every game, I think Bam could win MVP. Vucevic inside, kicks it to Derrick White. His three-pointer, no good. What a box out by Davion Mitchell. You want to talk about a guy who wants it tonight. Davion's been tremendous. Jaquez driving up and under. His bank shot goes. Guess on who? Vucevic. 19-4 Heat lead. What a start to this one for Miami. What a start. Shout out M Sports Review. I hate to be negative, but I think Herro is the single most overrated player in the NBA. Pat not dealing him will leave us in purgatory. I'll be honest, let's just call a spade. The Heat weren't that much better with Herro in the lineup when he was here for those 11 games. He's a bad defender. The Heat really haven't missed him. I'll be honest, if he was playing for Miami all 52 games so far, I think Miami's record might still be 27-25. That's just my opinion. But all right, we're going to tell you about our sponsors today. First time out of the game. Today's stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. The big game is officially a couple days away, and if you want to get in on the last football game of the season, start with Prize Picks now, where you can get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. But there's still elite hoops on every night, hockey, golf every weekend, baseball's a couple months away. Never miss any of the action. They've got so many great features, one of them being injury reboots. If one of your players gets hurt in the first half and does not return in half number 2, you won't lose that lineup. Guess what happens? The player gets removed and the rest of your lineup carries on. They also have early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, well, guess what? You may now be able to cash out of that lineup before the game finishes. My lineup for tonight's matchup between Miami and Boston, more on Bam points. He's facing Vucevic, the newest Celtic. He always cooks them. I'm also pairing that up with more on Derrick White and Norman Powell combined 38.5 points and more on Sam Hauser, 1.5 3-pointers made. That's my 3-player entry. Join me and the millions of others on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Off to a good start. Norman Powell's got 8 points. Bam's got 4 points. Hauser hasn't no threes, though. We'll see how it goes. You see the stats here early. Heat dominating. Heat shooting above 50% from the field. Boston 2 of 12, 0 of 7 from 3. You force 3 turnovers. You're out rebounding them by 3. That's a perfect start if you're the Heat, and that's why you lead 19-4. Shout out. I have no clue what that name is supposed to be, but shout out to you. My boy Nick in Chat Sports. Great to see to watch in Miami. He also Please take down that Boston. Cheers, everyone living Chat Sports from South Bronx. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate the $5 super chat, my friend. Davion Mitchell to the bench as we now have Dru Smith in the game. No Jakucionis. Pritchard right wing. Takes a step back, contested three. No good. Vucevic on the glass with an offensive rebound. Swings it out to Baylor Scheierman. His three-pointer. Good. The lefty from Creighton knocks one down. They're going to say his foot was on the line. So it's 19-6. Larsson has it. They get it to Dru Smith at the top of the key. Smith back to Larsson. Now Bam in the corner. Bam. Launches a three. Rattles it home. Adebayo with 7 first-quarter points. Lead is up to 16, largest of the game. Scheierman's getting more minutes for Boston. He swings it around. Pritchard now crossing over, driving. Good cutoff by Larsson. Out to Hugo Gonzalez for three. High arcer, too strong. Rebound Miami. Heat in transition. Trailing Norman Powell. Deep right wing three. Ill-advised shot there, but Heat on the glass. Offensive rebound. Kicks out to Bam. His top of the key three. Splash! Adebayo with back-to-back triples. He's got 10 points, and the Heat are up by 19. Heat showing they want it tonight, shooting 5 of 9 from 3. Vucevic finds a cutting Hugo Gonzalez to stop the bleeding for the moment. Powell driving on Scheierman. Kicks to the corner. Adebayo for looking 3 in a row. Too strong. Dru Smith with the rebound. Out to Jaquez. His three-pointer. That one doesn't go. Celtics in transition. Larsson picking up Brown. Larsson stays in front. Foul called, and it's going to be 2 free throws for Jaylen Brown. Don't know if I completely agree with that call. Two free throws for Jaylen Brown here. He's been kept in check. Doesn't have any points until these free throws. Andrew Wiggins in. Simone Fontecchio in. Kel'el Ware in. Hopefully this bench unit keeps it going. I just tweeted this out. Bam Adebayo would win MVP if he played Nikola Vucevic every night. Brown makes both free throws. 25-10, Heat lead here. 3 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Jaquez attacking, driving, floater. No good. Pritchard up over to Brown. Brown driving on Ware. Brown, pump fake. Stonewalled. Kicked out to Pritchard. Pritchard to the rim. He goes up and under and sneaks it home. Fontecchio pushing the pace the other way, even after the made basket, but now the Heat get into their half-court offense. Dru Smith attacking the rookie from Spain. Throws up a high-arcing floater off the glass and in. How did Dru Smith get that one to fall? Pritchard probing, kicking. Vucevic has it. Now work to Brown. Brown calls for a screen. Wiggins with the tight defense. Brown at the elbow. Elevates over Wiggins. Can't connect. Rebound Miami. Wiggins has been clamping up Jaylen Brown tonight. Dru Smith turning the corner, losing the handle, turnover inside. That's the third turnover of the game for Miami. Both Boston and Miami now with 3. Derrick White checks in for Boston as Jaylen Brown gets his first breather of the evening. Boston 16-8 at home this season. They've been tremendous in this arena. Miami haven't been that good on the road. See what gives tonight. Inside, Pritchard missing the layup. Rebound, Miami. Jaquez in traffic, trailing Fontecchio. They call a foul before the pass on the floor. Fontecchio didn't make the three, so helped Miami anyway. Minute 53 to go here in the opening period. Heat controlling this one from the jump. Heat have never trailed in this game. And Neemias Queta is going to come back in for Boston, even with 2 fouls already. Wiggins, top of the key, guarded by Baylor Scheierman, gets a screen from Kel'el Ware. Wiggins now working on Hugo Gonzalez. Stripped, turnover. Boston now pushing with numbers. Scheierman resets and they slow it down. 10 on the shot clock. Pritchard attacks baseline. Cut off. Good defense by Wiggins. He's brought it tonight on that end. 5 on the clock. Derrick White. Pull-up floater. Lobs it to Neemias Queta, who misses the alley-oop, and it's rebounded by the Heat. Hounding defense from Miami. Jaquez attacking. 2 feet in the paint. Kicks out to Smith. And the Heat now in the corner. Kel'el Ware with a 3-pointer. No good. And then Wiggins commits a foul 90 feet from the basket, reaching in on Baylor Scheierman. Fourth foul on Miami this quarter. Next, we'll have them in the bonus, a.k.a. Celtics shooting free throws. Derrick White, free throw line pull-up jumper. No good. Boy, he's been cold to start this one. And so is the entire Celtics team. Under a minute to go. Heat still up by 15. Ware's got a mismatch. Got Derrick White on him inside. He gets on the low block. He's blocked. Oh, how is that possible? How the hell do you get blocked by a 6'4" dude when you're 7 foot? That's embarrassing. Derrick White to the corner. Scheierman's already got 1 3. He'll add another. 9-2 Celtics run as the Heat offense has gone cold over the last 3.5 minutes. Lead down to 12. I can't believe Ware got blocked on the low block by Derrick White. That is embarrassing. Jaquez isolating, drives on Neemias Queta, gets to the rim, and banks it home. Good attack and finish by Jaquez. Get a stop and go into the second quarter up 14. White attacking Dru Smith. Pull-up floater, left it short. Wiggins, 3/4 court shot. The buzzer. Oh, that almost actually had a chance. End of one in Miami. Heat lead 29-15. What a start for the Heat tonight. All stemming from that defensive intensity right from the tip. We got over 500 people watching. If you want the Heat to win today, hit that thumbs up icon. We need to get to 150 likes. Come on. Hit that like button. Help me out. Let's get that puppy up there. Let's get the numbers boosted. Get that number up. Hit that like button. We got another super chat to show as well. I'm not, Fernand, I'm not going to that depth, but I need people to keep that same energy. Like, y'all are so quick to criticize Bam and say play Ware, play Ware, play Rare when Bam has bad moments and bad games. But when Kel'el Ware gets blocked by a 6'4" guard trying to do a drop step move, crickets. Keep the same energy for both of them. That's all I'm going to say. I want both to be good, but I just want it to be both ways. Come on. I said I want 150 likes. We got to get to at least 100. We're 5 likes away from 100. Who are going to be the people to get us over 100 likes? Who's going to get us over that number? There we go. There we go. Got over 100 likes. A couple of super chats to get to. Just one, actually, just one. Sports Review again. What's up, Legend? I think the big four sports leagues all shouldn't have a salary cap on players they draft, but set a number for other players. Do you have any thoughts? Sports Review, if you're still watching, what do you mean? Like, I'm trying to understand, like, shouldn't have a salary cap on players they draft. Like, I just don't understand what your thought process there. I'm just a little confused. A little puzzled. I don't know what you mean. So, if you're going to describe in the chat, that'd be great. Second quarter underway. Boston with the ball. Payne Pritchard curling, lobbing. Good defense there by Kel'el Ware. Knocking it away. Steal for Miami. Ware driving now to the rim and missing the layup. It looked like he was going to go for a poster dunk and then switch to a layup and missed. Derrick White trailing three. That doesn't go. And then a foul inside. Dru Smith grabbing Neemias Queta. I'm shocked that Derrick White three didn't go. That feels like a shot he makes like 99% of the time. Pick and roll, Pritchard kicking. Scheierman's got 2 threes. Can't get a third. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Boston. Queta given another opportunity. Okay, I think I understand now. Very fascinating. Derrick White's inbound here in the short corner. Almost throws it away. Dru Smith knocked out of bounds. When that super chat loads into our software, we'll get it on screen because now I know what you mean. Payne Pritchard, top of the key, pull-up three. Oh, Dru Smith converts a foul. Come up, dude. Dru Smith, what the fuck, dude? What are we doing? You can't be fouled on three-pointers, dude. Can't be fouling on threes. Pritchard makes the first free throw of 3. This is the super chat's just not coming in right now. Second free throw, Pritchard, good. And now to round out the three-point play. There it is. Good. Miami, so what he meant is Miami should be able to, anybody they drafted, pay whatever and not have a count. So the only issues is that, like, then teams that have a salary cap on players that they didn't draft. It would really prioritize drafting correctly and keeping your players in-house. I'll tell you that. Wiggins misses a step-back 2. Ware offensive rebound. Goes right back up with it and hits the right hook shot. Love that aggressiveness and assertiveness from Ware on the glass. Heat lead is 13. Derrick White pull-up 3. Too strong, and his struggles continue tonight. Neemias Queta with the offensive rebound, though. It kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard sets for 3, and he misses. Boston's shooting issues continue. Fontecchio fouled in transition in the act of shooting, so 2 fouls coming for the Italian. Beautiful pitch ahead after the defensive rebound. Fontecchio makes the first. Heat's lead is 14 right now. Chance to get to 15. Largest it was tonight was 16. Fontecchio makes both free throws. Derrick White really struggling tonight. 1 of 8 from the field. Working inside on the baseline. Resets it out to Pritchard. Pritchard loses it. Ball founds right to Kita, who lays it up and in. That's an unlucky break for Miami. Wiggins double teamed on the other end. Ware with a 3-point attempt. No good. Ball tipped out by Wiggins, and it finds a hand wearing black. And the Celtics in transition get an open Hauser 3. No good. And rebounded by Miami. I mean, the Celtics continue to struggle to hit shots, and the Heat take advantage. Jaquez to the rim. Fouled. And one! Triple J with the foul and the bucket. And he's been phenomenal off that bench. That little swoop into a bank shot that he's been so good at this year. Hauser commits the foul, and Jaquez banks it home. Miami, chance to get that lead back up to the highest it was earlier in the game, which is 16. Nikola Vucevic checks back in for Boston as Queta takes a seat. Queta playing with 2 fouls. Jaquez with 6 points off the bench makes it 7 with that free throw. 16-point game. Derrick White crossing the timeline to Jaylen Brown, who just checked back in. Brown driving on Wiggins, gets to the rim and finishes there. First time Brown's really been able to get free tonight. First field goal. He's 1 of 6. Jaquez isolating on White. Stripped, but Dru Smith gets the loose ball, and then Dru Smith selfishly gets blocked. Dru Smith is fucking annoying, dude. He plays hard, but that was the most selfish shot of all time. Transition 3. Hauser can't knock it home. Rebound Boston. Pritchard drives to the rim, but throws it away. Ware with the steal. Ware to Jaquez. Jaquez to Wiggins. Corner 3. Good! Wiggins with another 3. Heat up 17. Miami's 6th triple of the night. Vucevic. 3. No good. Boston's shooting issues continue. Wiggins looking for another 3. He has it! Wiggins has gone nuclear! He's got 11! Boston down 20! Heat cooking with gas! Celtics need a TO! Spam those fireball emojis! Spam those fireball emojis. What a start tonight for Miami. Up 20 on the road against the 33-18 Celtics. Shout out Makai, Angry, Hot Dog, Apachito, Dane, Levi, Mo Motivation. Eric Harris, Trini. What a start for Miami tonight. I ain't never seen him act like this. Unreal. Unreal. Another $5 super chat. Eric Harris, shout out to you. If Miami didn't make a trade, we can do way more in offseason. I know, but what are you going to do in the offseason? And Eric, can I ask you this? Do you trust this front office to do anything? I don't. This front office never does anything. It's frustrating, man. What are you going to do if Norman Powell leaves in free agency? What are you going to Like, Norman Powell, and I'm not saying there was a lot of interest in Powell, but he's an expiring contract. If you don't re-sign him, you just let him, an all-star, walk for nothing. When you probably could have found a trade partner for him and got picks back. So, you can say the Bucks were never going to trade Giannis, so I'd be like, oh, I believe you. But there's no excuse for other moves not to be made. And if you bring back Norman Powell, who's 32, by the way, you have to trade Tyler Herro. Because those two can't play together, in my opinion. So, decisions. All right. Getting back here in Boston, where Miami's taking it to the Celtics, 42-22. Derrick White brings it up the floor as Davion Mitchell checks back in. Dru Smith takes a seat. Oh, Wiggins got blown by Jaylen Brown to the rim for a dunk. Really the first time that Wiggins has been absolutely cooked by Brown tonight. Wiggins has done excellent. Ware, top of the key, over to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell attacking Pritchard. Step through layup inside, fouled, and it will be 2 free throws coming for Davion Mitchell. That looked like Jaime Jaquez's move where he goes one dribble to his right or one dribble one way and then rip through into a Euro step and either tries for the bank floater or gets the slap on the arm and goes to the line. Jaquez has done an excellent job this year at that move, and now you saw Davion Mitchell steal some flow. Mitchell at the line, too strong, misses that one. Some substitutions for Miami here. Norman Powell, the All-Star, who's got the All-Star patch on the jersey. Shout out, Norm. He comes back in as Jaquez takes a seat. Kel'el Ware sits down, and Bam comes back in. So, almost the starting lineup here. But Fontecchio stays in as Wiggins takes a seat. 19-point lead after Mitchell makes the second. Larsson defending Jaylen Brown with Wiggins on the bench. Brown drives, cut off by Bam. Now gets it back. Brown, 8 on the shot clock. Drives left. Bam with the defense. Oh, and one. What a tough shot and finish, Jaylen Brown. That was tough. Can't lie. I thought Bam clamped his shit, and then all of a sudden I saw the late bailout whistle. I don't know how he hit that floater. You got to give credit where credit's due. I always say this. Defense is important, but if you're playing elite offense versus elite defense, elite offense wins every time. But elite defense versus good offense, defense will win. 16-point lead for Miami still. Bam thought about a three, picks up his dribble over to Powell. Powell isolating on Vucevic. That's a matchup we like. Powell drive, kick, Adebayo, open three. Can't get that one to go. Ball, that's our ball. That's off Jaylen Brown. It is, and it will stay with Miami on the baseline. Larsson and Brown fighting for the board. Miami retains possession. Brown mistimed the jump there. Larsson grabbed it, and then Brown knocked it out of his hand. Bam driving on Vucevic. Step back mid-re. Oh, that was pretty. Put it on the highlight tape. Adebayo. Heat up 18. Brown the other way. Cut off by Bam. Forced to reset. Vucevic now inside. Out to White. White with the floater. I mean, I tell you what, folks. I'm not trying to glaze. That Bam Adebayo defensive sequence of picking up and switching and then getting the rebound was top tier. Fontecchio misses a three. Ball loose. Saved by Norman Powell to Bam. Bam kicks Larsson to the corner. Oh, Larsson turns it over. Hugo Gonzalez to Brown. Fouled, and it will be free throws for Boston. Man, that would have been an all-time clip if the Heat were able to capitalize there. Larsson should have taken the three instead of hesitating. Hesitated, tried to pass it, and turned it over. Can't hesitate. Oh, I think the Heat are challenging this. Are the Heat challenging this? They are. Timeout by Spo. We're challenging this, and I tell you what, I think they've got a case. I think that was a clean strip. And we'll go to our sponsor here while we wait to find out the call. Shout out Prize Picks. Today's stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. The big game is officially a couple days away, and if you want to get in on the last football game of the season, start with Prize Picks now, where you can get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. But there's still elite hoops on every night, hockey, golf every weekend, baseball's a couple months away. Never miss any of the action. They've got so many great features, one of them being injury reboots. If one of your players gets hurt in the first half and does not return in half number 2, you won't lose that lineup. Guess what happens? The player gets removed and the rest of your lineup carries on. They also have early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, well, guess what? You may now be able to cash out of that lineup before the game finishes. My lineup for tonight's matchup between Miami and Boston, more on Bam points. He's facing Vucevic, the newest Celtic. He always cooks them. I'm also pairing that up with more on Derrick White and Norman Powell combined 38.5 points and more on Sam Hauser, 1.5 3-pointers made. That's my 3-player entry. Join me and the millions of others on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Shout out Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Heat up 18 in the midst of a timeout challenge there. My Prize Picks is Bam is in a good spot for sure. He's got 12, so he just needs 8 more points tonight. Hauser's 0 for 4 from 3. Awesome job, Sam. And then Derrick White has 2. Norman Powell has 8. So they got to combine for another, 25 points? $580 people watching. While we wait to come back and see if this challenge was used correctly, hit that sub button. Successful challenge for Spo. It will be a jump ball, center circle, as Davion Mitchell cleanly stripped Jaylen Brown. So no free throws for Boston. And Heat have a chance to get the ball. We absolutely won that challenge. Shout out Frankie Baby Music, who said we're definitely going to lose. Nope. That's a good challenge. Mitchell with a clean rip. Now we'll have Vucevic and Bam jump center circle. It's a matchup I like. Oh, that sucks. We lost. Jaylen Brown driving and fouled. Larsson reaching in, but it was on the floor. It'll be side out. Yeah, hit that sub button. We got 600 people watching. We're 61 subs away from a massive milestone on the channel. 27K. We hit there tonight. I'll do a beer bong. I'll do a beer bong if we get there. I'll chug a beer. Come on, hit that sub button. Let's get 61. If you're a Heat fan, this is the channel for you. How was that in the act of shooting? He was passing it when he got fouled. The fuck is that? Free throws being gifted to Boston. Shocker. Oh, I didn't realize Frankie Baby Music is one of those Ware meat suckers. Already calling him a superstar. I can't stand these people, man. The delusion is unbelievable. I hope he becomes one, but it sure ain't now. Second free throw missed. Ball don't lie. Heat have it. Norman Powell to the rim. Lays it up and in. Great drive and finish by Norman Powell. He's in the double figures tonight. Vucevic hounded by Adebayo. Hands it off to Hauser. Hauser struggling to keep his dribble alive with Mitchell all over him. Jaylen Brown now with 5 on the shot clock. Driving. Goes in traffic. And they're going to call foul on Larsson, who just got drilled in the face, but the foul's on him. What's up, Wasim? Brown elbows Larsson in the face, but it's a foul on Larsson. I'm sure. Ridiculous. Brown makes that first. Yeah, Larsson hit in the face? Yes. Yes, he was. Got drilled. Six minutes to go here in the first half. Brown misses the second free throw. Rebound Miami. Ball don't lie again. Brown 2 of 4 at the line. His last 2 trips, both times didn't deserve a free throw. But gets a free 2 points. Larsson driving, cut off, kicks out to Davion Mitchell. Open 3. No good. It was a good look, though. Brown to the rim this time. Finishes with the left hand over Fontecchio. Heat still lead by 16. Got to keep this lead going. Bam. Driving on Vucevic. Sees a couple bodies, so resets. Now pick and roll. Mitchell and Bam. Davion out to Powell. Launches a 3. No, but a whistle is had. Foul Derrick White, and maybe some retribution for Miami as the All-Star Norman Powell, who's second in the NBA in fouls drawn on 3-point attempts, is going to the line for 3. And I'll be honest, if the Celtics challenge that, I think they would win. I'm not so sure it was an actual foul. Now they're actually going to review this for a flagrant. I don't see a lot of contact on the lower body. And I thought Powell was given a place to land. We'll see. Dig Dog, I hope you're being sarcastic. Wow. You know what? You could say a lot of things about Nick Roloff. Handsome. Really good at his job. One thing you can't say about him is that he's really biased. Because I didn't even know if that was a foul, period, and it just got upgraded to a flagrant 1. So Heat are going to get 4 free throws in ball. Or is it just 3 free throws in ball? Might just be 3 free throws in ball. As Powell makes the first. Hell yeah. My dinner usually gets here like 30 minutes before stream so I could eat it all. But it came like as the game was tipping off, so got to eat it throughout the game. Powell made the first 2 free throws. Heat will go up 19 if he makes this one and have the ball. And he does. So Heat have it up 19. Largest lead of the game for Miami was 20. With a bucket, chance to eclipse that number. Larsson over to Powell. Bam and Powell pick and roll. Powell driving right, splitting defenders, getting inside, throwing it. Oh my God, what is he doing? That would have been Heat ball, but Powell touched it while he was out of bounds. That might have been the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Jaylen Brown spinning on Larsson. Blocked by Fontecchio. Fontecchio says, get that shit out of here. I feel like if I was in the NBA and I spoke a different language, like I was European, like I was Serbian, if I was Italian to that degree, I would be talking so much shit in my home language because they'd have no clue. It'd be hilarious. Like you imagine getting swatted and then he just looks at you and speaks in a different language and just rah-rahs you. Now you wouldn't know. Oh, goodness. Larsson got hit in the face again. He's got a bloody nose. He's dripping. He's leaking. He's leaking. I mean, Larsson's getting drilled in the face. Pause every night, every game, and every night. Yeah, this guy can't catch a break. That's a lot of blood, man. That puppy's got to get plugged up. All of it's an inadvertent, too. It's not like people are like, well, the only person that ever tried to hurt Larsson, I think, was DeMar DeRozan that one time. His jersey's all bloody, too. I think they subbed him out so we could get the game started. Wiggins back in. Fontecchio guarding Brown. Brown to Vucevic. Vucevic driving inside. Drops it off to Keita. And it's turned over. And now Bam's hurt. Oh, boy. Fontecchio, pull up three. Rattles in and out. Rebound down to Boston. Looked like Bam jammed his finger. So maybe that's just it. As Brown dives inside and gets it to go. Yeah, I think it was just a jammed finger potentially. Hopefully he's fine. Bam has it. Kicks to the corner for Davion. Now Powell. Powell baseline. He's fouled. How is that not called? Oh my God, he got hammered. How is that not a call? But the Heat get the steal. Wait a minute. That's a what? I'm lost. And now Jaylen Brown's down because I think him and Fontecchio bang knees. But he's up. I thought that ball was off Jaylen Brown. Nah, I think it was off Fontecchio. Good call. Luka Garza in for Boston. He started, but he hasn't really got any minutes outside of that. Brown takes a seat after banging his knee. 4 minutes to go in this quarter. Derrick White has to take a step back three over Bam. Bam locking that shit up, man. Bam has been great tonight. Honestly, everybody on Miami has been really good today. Wiggins drives, elbow jumper, connects. Wiggins just a silent assassin, dude. He's got 13 tonight. Wiggins' points are never flashy. You just look up and it's like, oh shit, he's got 15 tonight. Pritchard, top of the key, directing traffic. Has nowhere to go. 5 on the clock. Now attacks Norman Powell. And Powell bats out of bounds, so Celtics have to inbound on the side with 3.5 to go on the shot clock. Fontecchio will take a seat on the bench as Jaquez comes in. Derrick White gets to the Jaylen Brown in the corner who's back in. That was a travel. Jaylen Brown just tried to do a double step back. I don't know what you thought this was, but that ain't going to happen in the NBA. Where is Jovic? Not playing. I thought that's what you all wanted. I thought you guys didn't want Jovic on the floor. I mean, I'm not going to argue against it. The Heat are playing awesome, and Jovic has been horrible lately. But I thought that's what y'all wanted. Wiggins with another pull-up, too. Heat's lead is 21. Larger than the game. Wiggins is cooking. Jaylen Brown, top of the key. He launches a deep three. No good. Heat get another stop. Here comes Davion Mitchell. To a trailing Jaquez. Jaquez to the rim. Floater. No. That's where the Heat sometimes get too selfish. Bam was on Jaylen Brown's side. Get him the ball and stop being selfish. Jaquez is a jack. He's been good this year. He's a jack, though. Pritchard spinning on Jaquez. Misses the jumper. Bam with the rebound amongst traffic. Gets it up ahead to Jaquez. Jaquez almost loses the handle, but now backs down on Pritchard. Trailing Bam. Bam attacks Keita and was fouled on the floor. But the Heat are in the bonus, so 2 free throws coming for the Heat's captain as Miami looks to extend the lead, which is the largest point of the night. Third foul on Keita as he likely sits for the rest of the half, and Vucevic will come back in. I went to go put my water bottle down for 1 second, and I missed the first free throw from Bam. I think he missed it. Score didn't move, so I assume he missed it. Bam misses both. That's not ideal. Derrick White dumps inside the Vucevic. Vucevic had great position and was fouled by Jaquez, so the veteran from Chicago going to the line. Celtics going a double big lineup with both Luka Garza and Vucevic on the floor. They opened the game with a double big lineup, yet they haven't shared the floor a lot. Free throws are an issue for both teams right now as Vucevic makes the trip to the line but misses the first. Gets the friendly roll there on the second. I thought he missed it. Lead 20. Powell driving, reverses it home. What a tough finish by Norman Powell. 15 first half points for the All-Star. Jaylen Brown stripped, ball loose, regains control and kicks it out. Hauser now, back to Brown. Brown driving on Mitchell to the rim, is able to finish. Jaylen Brown really the only one doing anything for Boston tonight. Heat's lead is 20. Wiggins left alone. Pump fake drive. Wiggins slamming! The Heat's up tempo. Catching Boston by surprise. Wiggins has got 17. Vucevic inside, swinging to Derrick White. Heat's rotations on point. Now they dump it in the Vucevic again. He finds a cutting Derrick White, and that time the rotations aren't good enough. Easy dunk for Boston. Adebayo isolating on Vucevic. Thought about a three, now attacks. Bam, backing down, shimmy shake, pump fake, bump, fadeaway, 8-footer. Rattled in and out. Heat's lead is 20. Let's keep it here going into the break. Brown driving. Can't hit the bank shot on Bam, and the ball goes out of bounds off Vucevic, so Heat ball with 33 seconds to go. How about your three veterans right there, Bam, Powell, Wiggins, your three best players, all in double figures, all playing well. Jaquez, top of the key, guarded by White. Norm Powell sets him a screen. Jaquez attacks, spins, gets inside, fouled, draws it as Derrick White commits the foul, and we'll have 2 free throws for Jaime to try to extend the lead with 17 seconds in. Jaquez makes the first, misses the second, so it's a 21-point lead. Let's get a stop and keep this lead where it's at going into the break. Under 10 seconds to go. Derrick White trying to get it to Hauser. Does. Catch and shoot right wing 3. No. Bam with the board, and that ends the first half. What a first 24 minutes by the Miami Heat. Heat lead by 21 on the road against the Boston Celtics. Grade the Heat's performance in the first half. That's got to be an A+, folks. I don't think the Heat could have played better if they tried. And we'll look at some stats here after the first half, but how about this start, folks? Tyson A, Matthias A+, A from Trini, Mr. Gio A+, Dane A+. I'm going A+. Try to find me a better half for the Miami Heat, and I don't think you'll be able to do it. Considering the opponent and on the road, yeah. That's impressive, man. I see a lot of A's. How about this? Have you guys seen what Giannis posted today? That Giannis is going to be joining Kalshi, that the trading app. Did y'all see that? Like he's a shareholder in the app. And someone made a great point. Giannis made up a rumor that he would leave the Bucks, causing people to bet a total of $23 million as to whether he would be traded and where to on Kalshi, an unregulated gambling and trading platform. And then he stays in Milwaukee, but is a shareholder, makes a share of all of the money gained by people trading on him getting traded because it didn't happen. I'm not the biggest conspiracy theory guy, but if it were to be found that Giannis pulled all of this off to raise the money, traded on Kalshi because he's a shareholder, I don't think it's overreactionary to say he should be kicked out of the NBA and borderline thrown in prison. I actually think not borderline, he should be thrown in prison because that's called fraud. So I'll be honest, like that's a real sketchy situation. Like I think he should be kicked out the league and borderline be put in prison because if that is found to be true. Now it's going to be hard to prove it, but man. That's sketchy, man. That's sketchy. Just fine, $2 million? Hell nah. Put him in prison. Put him in prison. All right, let's look at some stats here in the first half. Heat were cooking on all cylinders tonight, folks. Miami's leading scorer in the game is nobody other than Mr. Andrew Wiggins. 17 points, 4 boards on 7 of 10 shooting. 3 or 4 from beyond the arc. He's been phenomenal. The All-Star, Norman Powell, returning from his 3-game absence. 15 points in that first half. He's been incredibly efficient as well. He's also been really energized on the defensive end of the floor. Like the effort he's giving on that end. Good stuff from Norman Powell tonight. The captain, Bam Adebayo, has been everywhere defensively. Also having a good offensive night. 12 points, on pace for a 20-point game. Shooting 5 of 10 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. Jaime Jaquez has been good off the bench. 8.6 boards, 4 assists. Certainly on triple-double watch for Jaime tonight if he's able to get those assist numbers up. And more importantly, no turnovers for Triple J, something we all like to see. Davion Mitchell has been very quiet today on the offensive end, but has been really good defensively tonight for Miami. He's been hounding Derrick White, hounding Sam Hauser. It's been a good defensive performance from Davion. Larsson's been good as well, even though his offensive game really hasn't transpired. I mean, he didn't even take a shot. How about that? Fontecchio with 2 points at the free throw line. Kel'el Ware didn't really do much. 3 boards, 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting. Like, listen, I don't want to make this a big deal because the Heat are winning and playing really, really good, but it's not like Kel'el Ware, as when he was in, contributed anything really that positively. Had, I think, 1 steal, a couple boards. Like, not great, man. Not great. But, like, I talked about the Davion Mitchell defensive performance so far. Peyton Pritchard, 1 of 6 from the field. Only 5 points. Has done nothing. Derrick White, 2 of 11 from the field. Only 4 points. Sam Hauser, 0 of 5 from the field. Like, every single big-time player for Boston on the perimeter, defended by Davion Mitchell, at some point or another, clamped. The Heat have done an excellent job on Jaylen Brown. Like, yeah, he has 17 points, but he's shooting 40% from the field, which is way below his average. And they've made everything he's done extremely difficult tonight. Pair of turnovers as well. The Heat are winning this game and dominating because they've been efficient offensively, yeah, but it's because they've been unbelievably good defensively. 38 points allowed. Everybody on Boston struggling shooting. They're turning the ball over left and right. I mean, look at this. Look at the team stats here. Oh, my goodness. Such good stuff. Such good stuff. Hey, I'm going to address one more Ware comment on Frankie Baby Music, saying Ware is done with effort thanks to Spo. If you really are going to say that Kel'el Ware is not giving effort because he's not getting minutes, you know who that's a problem of? Kel'el Ware. And that's why he's going to continue to not get minutes. I mean, I got to be honest. That's embarrassing from you that you're going to defend Ware not giving good effort because he's not giving minutes. If you're not going to give effort in your minutes, I don't care if you play 1 minute or if you play 30. If you don't give effort, that's unacceptable. That's kind of a joke from you, if I'm going to be honest. And with that even being said, I don't think Kel'el Ware's effort's been bad tonight. I think Ware has been incredibly active on the glass and defensively. He just hasn't been able to hit any shots. He's just not playing well, but he's playing hard. He's playing hard, just not playing good. And I can live with that. If you're not going to play good, but you give me 1,000% effort every night, I can deal with that. I can live with that. La-di-da, la-di-dee, da-da-da-da. St. John's and UConn tonight. Good college basketball game. St. John's winning. How about that? How about it? I tell you what, the more I think about this Giannis situation, that's unbelievable. Why is Fontecchio playing? Because he's a pretty valuable member, plays hard, actually the best three-point shooter off the bench for Miami. So Fontecchio's a pretty integral and key piece for the Miami Heat. I agree, hot dog. I'm over him. I am over him. I missed this $5 super chat from M Sports Review. Shout out to him. The Heat are going to prove Pat right and go on an 8-2 run, be the 5th seed, and then they'll prove the fans right and then get knocked out of the playoffs 4-1 in the first round. Well, in that case, I think the fans would be right, period, and not the front office. Now, with all of that being said, I am not going to sugarcoat it. The Heat have a very capable path to rattle off some wins here. You know who the Heat play in the next 6 games? They play the Celtics tonight. So you win tonight. Then you play the Wizards on Sunday. Should be a win. Then you play the Jazz. That should be a win. Then you play the Pelicans. That should be a win. Then you play the Hawks. Just lost to the Hawks, but we're the better team. We are. Just can't play as bad as we did on Tuesday. Hawks, you should win. Then you play the Grizzlies. They're tanking. That's another win. And then you play the Bucks without Giannis. Tanking. Another win. No joke. Assuming the Heat hold on tonight, they should rattle off a 6-game win streak. They should beat Boston. They should beat Washington. They should beat Utah, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Memphis. They should win all of those games. And then you have a 2-game stretch that's a little difficult against the Sixers in Philly. Going to be hard. Then at home against Houston, difficult. But then 3 games in a row, winnable. 2 against Brooklyn, and then 1 in Charlotte. You have an opportunity here in the month of February and the first couple weeks of March to stack some wins. We'll see if Miami's able to do it, though. The Heat are such an inconsistent up and down team this year to where they could win all 6 of those games. They could also go 2-4 in those 6 games. If we're just going to be honest. 6-0 is on the board. Going 2-4 is on the board. And that's the Miami Heat. We still got 500 people watching as we wait for halftime to end. Got about 2 minutes until we're back playing. While we're in those 2 minutes, let's get that sub number up. We're under 50 away from 27K. Like I said, if we get to that milestone today, we are going to do a beer bong on the house. We'll chug a beer to celebrate the milestone. If you are someone watching that is not subscribed, I am Nick Roloff, Heat fan, unfortunately, that brings you daily Heat content. We go live for Heat games. Our next live show will be on Monday against the Jazz. No live show on Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday. We'll let football take control for that day, but we'll absolutely be live on Monday. We'll be live next Wednesday as well. I forgot already who the Heat play. I know they play. Who do they play again? Next Wednesday is against the Pelicans. And then we have a 9-day break. Play the Pelicans, and then we have 9 days off until we play Atlanta on a Friday night and then Memphis on a Saturday. So some opportunities, man. But we'll be here. And I'll tell you what, if you subscribe and in a week you don't like the content we're bringing you, you could unsubscribe because it's completely free. It doesn't cost you any money to join the channel. Appreciate it. Someone sent in chat, we back. I wouldn't say that. We got to close this game out. Would this be a really impressive good win on the road against a team that is 33-18 and way above you in the standings? Yeah, it would be awesome. But there's a whole nother 24 minutes. If you were capable of doing that, they're capable of doing the same thing to you. So you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal, keep it going, keep playing hard, and hopefully come away with a big win on the road against a rival team that is a really good team. All right, here we go. We're about to get back in action here. Celtics start the second half with the ball. Fontecchio starting in place of Larsson, who left this game with that bloody nose. Looks like he might be out the rest of the way. And then we'll have a bad start to this one as Jaylen Brown fouled and won. Fontecchio with the foul. So hopefully that isn't a sign of things to come as Jaylen Brown misses the free throw but gets the rebound. Oh, this is just a tremendous third quarter start. Brown finds Luka Garza on the baseline and he puts it home. So a 4-point possession for the Celtics. Here we go. Fucking took 30 seconds to get this shit show already started. Davion Mitchell dared to shoot, does, and misses. That ball's off Sam Hauser. They're saying that's Celtics ball. Thought that was off Hauser. Derrick White over to Hauser, right wing. Now Brown at top of the key. Brown hunting Fontecchio. Gets the switch. Now attacks. Brown, step back free throw line jumper. And just like that, it's a 6-0 start for the Celtics in quarter number 3. And the lead's down to 15. Davion Mitchell to Wiggins. Wiggins hot in the first half, missing his first shot here. And here we go. I tell you what, if we lose this game, I might stop doing streams the rest of the season. Derrick White, top of the key. Cut off by Bam. Now uses a screen. Misses the runner. Ball batted out. Picked up by Mitchell. He'd have numbers. Wiggins to the rack. Can't finish, but a foul. And he'll go to the line for 2. That was one of those situations where if it went in, they weren't going to call an and one, but because it missed, it's a foul. And Wiggins misses the free throw. Are you kidding me, Wiggs? Come on, bro. Frankie, I'm not a hockey guy. Like I know absolutely nothing about hockey. Absolutely nothing. I could give you zero insight. I don't really understand the rules. I don't understand strategy. I don't know anything. Wiggins makes the second free throw. Fontecchio quickly subbed out. Myron Gardner in. I actually like that. Gardner could be a good pest defensively, an athlete on the boards. And just like that, Wiggins gets a steal. Heat in transition. Powell to the rim. Knocked out of bounds. Will stay with Miami. Yeah, I promise you, if I covered the NHL, I would be doing it a disservice because I know nothing about the sport. Norman Powell shaken up here. Got hit on the wrist there. And he's going to get subbed out. So, a couple injuries to monitor. Pelle Larsson and Norman Powell. That's an interesting and key one to monitor. And Fontecchio comes right back in. Bam gets it on the inbound. Back to Davion. Davion attacking Neemias Queta. Out back to Adebayo. Open three. In and out. But there's Myron Gardner on the glass. Gardner has it. Loses it. And saves it to Bam. Bam over to Mitchell. Davion with a right wing three. No. But another offensive rebound by Miami. And the Heat effort is there. And Norman Powell is heading to the locker room. Oh, boy. Bam at the elbow, working on Garza, double teamed, out to Davion Mitchell. His three finally connects from beyond the arc. Big three for Davion. And the Heat's lead is up to 19. 8th three of the game for Miami. They started off hot. They're only shooting 8 of 24 from three. It's not like Miami's shooting lights out tonight. They're just playing really good defense. Jaylen Brown stripped by Myron Gardner. I think that's off Jaylen Brown's knee. It is! Heat ball! Myron Gardner making plays! Myron Gardner got shimmy shook out of his shoes, but got back in the play and stripped out of bounds. Wiggins attacks on the other end. His layup no good. Heat's offense definitely struggling here early, but the defense is still there. Celtics in transition. Good defense, Miami. Brown misses. Heat out and running. Fontecchio to the rim. A lot of contact, no whistle. But then the Heat commit a foul. Thought they got a strip there, but it will be a foul on, I think, Myron Gardner. First score tonight, that would be Norman Powell. He hit a three to start the game off. $19-point lead, 3 minutes and change into the second half. Derrick White over to Queta. Queta directing traffic, trying to hand it off to Brown. Does get it to Jaylen. Brown cut off by Davion Mitchell. Now switches with Bam. Step back contested three. No good. Excellent defense there. Ball out of bounds off Luka Garza. Heat ball. Celtics aren't back in defense. Myron Gardner open three, but misses. I don't know how they got that open, but couldn't convert. Heat's offense has been brutal in this quarter, but luckily the defense has still been there. Brown drives on Fontecchio. Double teamed. Out to Derrick White. White to the rim. Takes a bump. Missing the shot. Rebound offensively, Neemias Queta. Swings it to Brown. Brown with a three. Good. And it's back to a 16-point game. Wiggins, pump fake. Out back to Mitchell. Fontecchio. Heat are just playing hot potato. No one wants it. Davion Mitchell drives on Queta and scoops it home with the left hand. Pretty move by Davion Mitchell. He's got the last 5 points for Miami. On the other end, Brown working on Gardner. Being harassed, though. Love this aggressiveness defensively by Gardner. Derrick White now in the corner. Kicks to Hauser. Hauser, 3 on the clock. Step back 18-footer. Oh, are you kidding me? How did that go? Heat the other way quickly. Bam, fouled in the act of shooting. 2 free throws coming for Adebayo. Bam missed a pair of free throws at the end of the first half. Needs to knock these two home. Gets the roll off the front rim for the first one. Back up 17. Adebayo now with 13 points today as Nikola Vucevic checks in for the first time this half. Bam makes the second. Back up 18. 7 to go here in quarter number 3. Still waiting injury updates on both Larsson and Norman Powell. Jaylen Brown loses the handle, turnover, and then fouls Myron Gardner. You want to talk about suffocating defense. Just look at what Miami has done here so far. Wow. Defense has been spot on for Miami tonight. Timeout here. First timeout of the second half. We'll tell you about today's sponsor. Today's stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. The big game is officially a couple days away, and if you want to get in on the last football game of the season, start with Prize Picks now, where you can get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. But there's still elite hoops on every night, hockey, golf every weekend, baseball's a couple months away. Never miss any of the action. They've got so many great features, one of them being injury reboots. If one of your players gets hurt in the first half and does not return in half number 2, you won't lose that lineup. Guess what happens? The player gets removed and the rest of your lineup carries on. They also have early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, well, guess what? You may now be able to cash out of that lineup before the game finishes. My lineup for tonight's matchup between Miami and Boston, more on Bam points. He's facing Vucevic, the newest Celtic. He always cooks them. I'm also pairing that up with more on Derrick White and Norman Powell combined 38.5 points and more on Sam Hauser, 1.5 3-pointers made. That's my 3-player entry. Join me and the millions of others on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. We're 38 subscribers away from 27,000. I'm going to continue to tell y'all to join the channel, hit the milestone tonight. Would be greatly appreciated. We bring you informative, entertaining content on the daily. Do I think Bam will score 5 more points? Yes, I do. He's going to have to. I mean, if Bam doesn't score 5 more points the rest of the way, we're not going to win this game. And I mean that, even up 18. With Powell being banged up and might not return, they're going to need everything they can get from Bam Adebayo and more. Y'all saw my entry for today. I might be cooked if Norman Powell doesn't play. He had 15 points. I need Bam to get 6 more. Sam Hauser needs to make 2 threes. He's 0 for 5. Like, what? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Appreciate the subscribers that have joined the channel today. You got hurt? Yeah, you're just hand. He left there early in that third quarter. Bam's got 14. Missed this $5 super chat for Mr. Gio. Come summertime, it's all about Davion Mitchell. Giannis pursuit's over. He never demanded it. If it wasn't, yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, Davion Mitchell's future is in jeopardy. I mean, if he's available, go get him. We'll see, though. I'm not getting my hopes up, like I said. Back in play here. Myron Gardner driving on Baylor Scheierman. Kicks it out for Wiggins. Wiggins has been good in this one. At the free throw line, Wiggins spinning and losing the handle. Turnover. Here comes Boston. Oh, I thought Derrick White just traveled with it. No call. Peyton Pritchard off the bench has it. They try to get to Vucevic inside. They're having a hard time getting to him. They now do. But then Myron Gardner slaps them on the arm for a reach-in foul. Frankie, I can't give you it, man. I just can't give you hockey. Plus, I wouldn't be able to do like live streams for the game because there's so many Heat games. I just can't do it. Plus, I'm not a fan, so it's hard for me to like tell you I would be as good as I am here because I'm not a fan. I don't care about the Panthers. No offense. I'd like to see him win for you guys, but I don't actually care about him. Bam Adebayo steals it inside from Vucevic. Heat the other way. Bam swings it to Wiggins. 8 on the shot clock. Myron Gardner attacks in the corner. Gardner spinning, drop off Fontecchio, who found space inside, but misses the left hook. Heat's offense has been brutal in this half. Only scored 8 points so far in this quarter. But luckily, Boston only has 11. Low scoring third quarter. Pritchard buries a step back triple, and the lead's down to 15. Bam calling for an ISO. Instead, swings it to Mitchell, who throws it away. Derrick White with the steal. Derrick White driving on Wiggins. Good defense by Wiggs. Forces the kick out to Scheierman. White gets it back. His three-pointer. Good. Here we go. And it's down to 12. Here we go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Outscored 17-8 so far in this third quarter. I just tweeted out. Heat blow 21-point halftime lead. I'm checking out for the season. This is unacceptable. All right, here's updates. Pelle Larsson left the game with a right elbow contusion. He is questionable to return. Right elbow? Left elbow. No, right elbow. Interesting. I never saw him. Now we wait to see the injury update on Norman Powell, who injured his hand/finger. The third quarter woes continue, man. All right, here we go. Still got an opportunity, leading by 12. I mean, there's 17 minutes in this game left. Got to play good, strong, hard 17 minutes here. I mean, listen, I'm all for trying to find out why the Heat are down by or struggling in this third quarter, but Cello, man, that is actually not true. They've checked in Myron Gardner, Fontecchio. Jaquez now in as Wiggins takes a seat. Good set out of the timeout. But, Spo just created a wide open, no one around Simone Fontecchio. He misses it. You guys want to blame Spo, and I'm all for blaming Spo when he makes bad decisions. It's not his fault. These guys on the court can't make a shot. It's not his fault. He's not shooting it for them. I mean, you got Fontecchio missing wide open threes, and it's a single-digit game as Pritchard hits a step-back fucking three. My God. I mean, ever since Norman Powell left this game, it's been a completely different story. Nikola Jovic and Dru Smith checking in as Fontecchio takes a seat. Norman Powell's back on the bench with Erik Spoelstra, and he's got tape on his finger, and it looks like Norman Powell is set to come back in. Oh, Heat might have dodged one there and got a big boost in this game. Jaquez driving, spinning, fading away, double dribble. The Heat have not made a shot in 3 minutes, and they are completely rattled. Completely rattled. A double dribble. Nice, Jaime. Nice. Well, Norman Powell is back in for the Heat. Celtics on a 14-4 run. Heat's lead still at 9. Derrick White flips it over to Pritchard. Pritchard drops into Vucevic. Back to Pritchard. In a give and go, good hands by Miami as they knock it out of bounds. 8 on the shot clock. It will be Boston ball on the baseline. Powell back in for Miami. Kel'el Ware checking in as well as Adebayo takes a seat. Scheierman gets it into Pritchard. Pritchard driving up and under and one. Kel'el Ware fouls him and Pritchard finishes. We're going to lose this game maybe by 10 points. Just can't fall for that ball fake if you're Kel'el. I mean, you're 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. He's 6 foot. Hold your ground. Don't need to fall for the pump fake. 6-point game. Nikola Jovic in. He drives. Kicks. Jaquez 3. Boy, did the Heat need that. That is a big-time shot there for Jaime. He's got 11 now, and it's a 9-point game once again. Pritchard drives, kicks to Scheierman. Pritchard gets it back. Pritchard driving on Jovic. Tries an up and under. Yeah, I think Jovic got a piece there. Comes up short, but right to Vucevic. Tough break for Miami. Derrick White now on the wing. Pick and roll. Sees two bodies inside the Vucevic, and he puts it up and in. Seven-point game. Jaquez turns it over. Scheierman, right wing transition 3. The crowd would have erupted. No good. Ware with the rebound. Jaquez kicking it out, and it's Powell. Powell driving on Pritchard, kicking. Dru Smith, open corner 3. No. Needed that one, man. I mean, like these guys can't hit a shot. What are the players doing to where they always suck in the third quarter? Derrick White. They get it to Vucevic inside, who smokes the layup, but gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. This is embarrassing. Timeout Miami. I fucking hope this team loses every game the rest of the season. I fucking hate these losers. I hate them. I really do. And I know hate's a strong word. I'm going to use it. They are losers, dude. Every third quarter, they blow it. Every third quarter, they blow it. And then the mental toughness this team has is non-existent. Zero. Oh, the Celtics making a good run? What am I going to do about it? No, I'm going to feed into it. I'm going to continue to turn it over, continue to take bad shots. It's fucking embarrassing, dude. You're outscored 27-11 in this quarter. These guys are losers. I just tweeted out, this Heat team is filled with a bunch of losers. losers. Just a joke. Up 21 at halftime, and the entire lead is gone. I joked and said when the lead got down to 9 and we called timeout that we're going to lose by 10. That might be an absolute correct take. We might lose this game by 10. Norman Powell, right wing, pull up 3. No good. Rebound, big rebound by Ware. Ware in a crowd gets stripped by fucking Pritchard. Ware's got to kick that out for an open corner 3. And now Powell and Vucevic collide and away from the play foul. Ware loved the energy to get that board offensively. You've got 2 people around you. You either go up with it immediately or you kick it out. Why are you putting the ball back down on the deck when there's 2 people around you? Because you're going to get the ball stripped. That's just bad awareness. That foul puts the Celtics in the bonus, so free throws coming for Vooch. And it's the 1 possession game if he makes this free throw. Andrew Wiggins coming back in for Miami. Kel'el Ware takes a seat. Did Bam go back in, or are the Heat just going incredibly small? I think they're just going small. Wiggins and Jovic in the front court. And it's a 1 possession game. Inconceivable. Dru Smith kicks out to Jovic. Jovic lines up a 3. Nope. This game's going to be tied. The Celtics are going to be winning this game going into the 4th quarter. Derrick White on the wing, throws in the Vucevic. Easy layup. This is so bad. Powell to the rim, lays it up and in. And there's a stoppage. I'm not sure why. Heat needed that bucket in a bad way. Derrick White on the wing. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pritchard driving by Dru Smith. Stripped. And it goes out of bounds. 5 seconds on the shot clock, though. Good defense there by Smith. I'm honestly shocked at the people getting upset about Kel'el Ware going back to the bench when he's been horrible tonight. Derrick White ties the game, moving 3. Jovic for 3. Nope, he sucks too. The truthful answer, we have nobody capable of playing as a backup big. That's the truth. Jovic is horrible, and Kel'el Ware has been stinking up the joint tonight. White fouled, and looks just like that. Celtics are going to be winning this game going into the 4th quarter after they were trailing by 21. Heat just blew a 21-point lead in 12 minutes. That is the reason why fans were so frustrated with no moves being made at the deadline, whether it's acquiring someone that will not let this happen, like a Giannis, or not trading away the players like Wiggins, like Powell, because this team is fucking terrible. And now you're just going to let these veterans walk in free agency or pay them money they don't deserve, and you're going to be stuck in mediocrity. Heat down 2. First time the Celtics have led all night. Foul on Boston with 3.5 seconds to go. Be side out for Miami. Dru Smith inbound. Oh, they get Powell free. Powell driving on Scheierman to the rim, and the game is tied. Buzzer-beating bucket for Norman Powell. Evens this one up at 74. An embarrassment of a basketball display from the Miami Heat in the third quarter. The Heat in that third quarter outscored 36-15. And this game is tied with 12 minutes to go. Fourth quarter time. Put those fours up. Kane, Monty, William, Hot Dog. Bob, Eric. Spam those fours. We got 12 minutes of basketball left. Heat shot 26% in that quarter. Boston shot 65%. Melvin, Zizis, all spamming those fours. I agree. I think the Heat would be better off if there wasn't a 15-minute halftime break. See how Miami responds after that horrible third quarter. See what we got. I mean, the Heat, they played a real bad quarter offensively. I mean, they've struggled offensively the entire night, to be fair. Crazy. Let's see if Miami has the ability to rebound and come off the canvas after that horrible quarter. Heat start the fourth quarter with the ball. Jaquez driving on Scheierman, finds a cutting Jovic. Back out to Jaquez, corner three. No. And it's Boston ball. Scheierman driving on Wiggins. That's a matchup Miami will like, and it's kicked out. Derrick White now with the pick and roll. Jovic switches on. 4 on the shot clock. Jovic gets blown by, but recovers nicely with a block. Only 0.8 seconds to go on the shot clock, so you got to be ready to defend and rebound. Great recovery by Nikola Jovic. Scheierman lobbing, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Good defense there for Miami. On the inbound, Jovic is blocked, and the Celtics have a chance to take the lead once again. Powell and Queta battling inside. A lot of contact. There's no whistle. 10 on the shot clock. Pritchard isolating on Jovic. Driving right. Fades away and connects. And Powell's body goes flying. There's a lot of contact and fighting with Queta and Powell right now. Andrew Wiggins driving on the rookie Gonzalez. Doubled to Powell. To the corner. Jovic 3. No. Dru Smith with the rebound. Back out to Jovic. Jovic resets to Dru Smith. Back to Nico. Corner 3. My fucking God. White from 3. That's short. Nope, it's in. Down 5. This is a joke. I can't believe what I'm watching. Jovic is quite literally maybe the worst player in the NBA. He might be the worst contract in the NBA. I mean, he's got 4 years left on this deal for $15 million a season. This is the worst contract in the NBA. He's the worst player in the NBA, I think. Let's tell you about our sponsor one last time. Today's stream is brought to you by PrizePicks. The big game is officially a couple days away, and if you want to get in on the last football game of the season, start with PrizePicks now, where you can get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. But there's still elite hoops on every night, hockey, golf every weekend, baseball's a couple months away. Never miss any of the action. They've got so many great features, one of them being injury reboots. If one of your players gets hurt in the first half and does not return in half number 2, you won't lose that lineup. Guess what happens? The player gets removed and the rest of your lineup carries on. They also have early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, well, guess what? You may now be able to cash out of that lineup before the game finishes. My lineup for tonight's matchup between Miami and Boston, more on Bam points. He's facing Vucevic, the newest Celtic. He always cooks them. I'm also pairing that up with more on Derrick White and Norman Powell combined 38.5 points and more on Sam Hauser, 1.5 3-pointers made. That's my 3-player entry. Join me and the millions of others on PrizePicks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Got this $5 brought to you by PrizePicks. The big game is fixed it. You think after every game they do this in the third quarter that they would fix the issue. What is Spo doing at halftime? What are the players doing at halftime? Like, seriously. Like, it's not like, listen, I'll blame Spo for rotation issues. You've seen me do it. I blame Spo when I think Spo deserves blame. But how are you going to blame Spo for the Heat shooting 2 of 16 from 3 in the third quarter? It's not Spo's fault. It's not Spo's fault Nikola Jovic just missed 4 straight wide open 3-pointers. I mean, can't make a fucking shot. And I really don't want to hear anybody say if he gets into a rhythm playing. It's like, dude, you're a professional player that gets paid millions of dollars to be in the NBA. You have to be ready to come onto the floor and make an impact whenever your number is called. We got a new lineup for Miami. Jaquez, Norman Powell, Bam, Dru Smith, and Wiggins. And Norman Powell goes right to the rim and finishes a layup to start off this last stretch of hoops. Pritchard finds a cutting Hugo Gonzalez, and it's taken away by Norman Powell. Oh, and Norman Powell and Hugo Gonzalez get into it. And Powell, face-to-face with Hugo Gonzalez, just saying back-to-back, what's up, what's up, what's up? Powell clearly agitated today. You've seen him get into some physical matchups with Neemias Queta, and now we see it with Hugo Gonzalez. It's a foul on Gonzalez, so it's heat ball down 3. Powell, top of the key, gets a screen from Bam. Powell walks into a 3 for the tie, wants it, and he gets it. And boy, he's fired the F up right now, man. He's got 24 points, and the Heat are tied once again with Boston. This game's got some fireworks to it. Jaylen Brown, guarded by Bam. Over to Pritchard. Pritchard isolating on Smith. 5 on the shot clock. Pritchard, step back midi. Air ball. And they're going to call foul on Wiggins. Are you fucking kidding me? Fighting for position inside with Nikola Vucevic. $79-all. Jaylen Brown, 3 over Wiggins, short. Long rebound, grabbed by Boston. Pritchard 3, good. Got to box out, man. Pritchard's got 19 points. Powell driving by Gonzalez. Kicks out to Wiggins. Back for the tie. Wiggins with the answer. Pritchard, step back 3. God, he's hot. This is what fucking happened in Miami, too. The last time these guys played, it was Anthony Simons, not Pritchard, but just step back 3 after step back 3. Powell's been the initiator for Miami offensively. Gets ripped by Pritchard. Now Bam has it. Bam. Step back mid-range shot over Vucevic. No good. Rebound by Brown. Brown attacking. Brown to the rim. Blocked. A foul. What the fuck are these officials? How is that a foul? I'd like to challenge this. They're saying lower body. There's barely any contact. If that's a foul, then every single drive to the rim's a foul. Ball don't lie. Jaylen Brown misses the first free throw. Davion Mitchell comes back in as Dru Smith takes a seat. Jaylen, how does that second one go in? I mean, that ball almost freaking got deaded by the rim. Down 4. Jaquez attacking Hauser, doubled, kicks to the corner. Davion Mitchell wide open. And he rattles it home. It's a big shot by Davion Mitchell to pull Miami back within 1. Mitchell's got 9 points. 8 of those points in the second half. I thought there was an illegal screen there, no whistle. And now Norman Powell battling inside with Vucevic. They're trying to get it back to Vuce. They can't. And now Mitchell Isolated on Pritchard. Pritchard spinning, up and under move. Wow, that was unbelievable. Payne Pritchard is cooking every single one of our guards. Perimeter defense, been our biggest issue this year. Mitchell to the rim. Gets to his left hand and scoops it home. Answer for Davion. 11 points for Mitchell. He's kind of grabbing at his shoulder there, something to monitor. Jaquez, top of the key, defending Pritchard. They get it into Vucevic, backing down on Wiggins. Vooch spins to the right hand, missing. He'd get a stop and have a chance to take the lead back. Wiggins driving on Hauser, Euro stepping to the rim, banks it home. Heat lead, 89-88. Timeout Boston. Pretty Euro step by Wiggins, and he banks it up and in. Celtics need a timeout. Spam those fireball emojis. Heat back in front. Spam those fireball emojis. Nate Rod, Melvin, Dane Haywood, Wasim. Monty, Bam. Spam those fireball emojis. Montana, Leon. Do I think Wiggins opts out this summer? No, he's going to opt in. Who's paying Andrew Wiggins $30 million on a multi-year contract? I think Wiggins could get a $25 million contract for multiple years, but 31? Probably not. So it's like, does Andrew Wiggins prioritize or long-term security, or does he want more money this 1 year? That's the question. I think a team would give him like a 4-year $100 million deal. And to be fair, it's pretty fair for Wiggins because $25 million a year is being paid to be a fourth guy, right? Like you got your two superstars at hypothetically $50 million, and then you have your lower level, lower level, but high level kind of role players that Wiggins kind of slots in. All right, Heat lead by 1 with 6 minutes remaining. It's time for crunch time. Wiggins has had a real nice game. Him and Powell, two veterans, not traded, they stay, combined for 47 points tonight. Heat back in action here. Jaquez defending Derrick White. Same lineup for Miami. Pritchard to Vucevic on the right wing. Vooch, first game as a Celtic, playing big minutes late. Pritchard's been carrying here in the second half. Dumps it into Jaylen Brown. Brown fade away on Wiggins. What defense by Andrew Wiggins. Brown comes up short. You have a chance to build on this lead. Norman Powell's been hot. Crossover drive inside. Loses the handle, and it goes off of Powell's foot. Turnover. $11 turnover the game for Miami. Vucevic to the corner. Hauser 3. He has really struggled today, and Bam secures the rebound. 5 minutes to go. Heat up 1. Jaime backing down on Pritchard. Fades away at the elbow. That's just a selfish shot. I'm really starting to get sick of Jaime Jaquez. He is so selfish. He's been good, but he's just a selfish ball player. Derrick White, corner 3, fouled by Davion Mitchell. That was a fucking flop. Oh my God, that's a foul? I don't know if the Heat would win this challenge, but the fact that this is a foul is an embarrassment in the NBA. Oh my God. That is maybe the most egregious foul I've ever seen. That is an abysmal call. I'm not even convinced the ref was watching the play. They just saw the player hit the ground and called a foul. That is fucking terrible. Absolutely no contact there. That is so bad. What a fucking joke. And now the Heat are trailing once again as White made the first 2 free throws. Heat down 2. Under 5 minutes to go. Davion Mitchell gets a screen. They're trying to get Powell on a curl. They get it to him. Powell finds the cutting Bam. Bam fouled. Late whistle, but Adebayo goes to the line. Fourth foul on Queta. And Bam with a chance to tie the game up. Heat are 11 of 16 at the line today. It's not been pretty shooting from the charity stripe. Bam makes the first and now can tie the game up with the second. We're tied up. 4:34 to go. It's always close between these two teams, it feels like. Pritchard driving by Powell, kicks out to White, quick 3, no good. Heat get the big stop and rebound they need and can reclaim the lead. Powell on the left wing, guarded by Pritchard. Back to Mitchell. Davion Mitchell looks to work on Jaylen Brown, drives left, kicks it out to Wiggins. Wiggins with a 3, buries it! Oh, Andrew Wiggins with a hand in his face. It doesn't matter. He's got 26. And Miami goes in front by 3. Hauser to White. Good possession defensively by Miami. White driving. Cut off by Bam. Back out to Brown. Brown to the rack. Drop off Queta. He's stripped. Ball loose. Falls to Jaylen Brown. Brown puts up a wild shot. And he fucking banks it. Are you fucking serious? Timeout Miami. There is nothing that infuriates me more than perfect 23-second defense, and then they get bailed out by just throwing up a wild Hail Mary shot that banks in. Are you fucking serious? That is so frustrating, dude. One-point game with 3:30 to go. I can't believe that. FBI, please look at Jovic. Crying. Yeah, he's been borderline gambling. That's how bad it's been. We are 22 subscribers away from 27K. We got 1,200 people watching. If you want the Heat to win, hit that sub button. If you're a Heat fan, this is the channel for you. Daily Heat content. And we're in sub-only mode, so you got to be subscribed to comment in the chat. If you're subscribed, type me. I want to see who the real ones are. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, comment me. You can get a shout out. Let me hear the real ones in the chat. Makai's a real one. Jarrell, Jacob, Boogie, She, Donovan, William, Tyson, Ron Brown, Ron Baker in the building as well. William, Matthew, Mozzarella, Hot Dog. Come on, let's get to 27K. We're right there, baby. Jeremy, Matthew, Andrew, Dig Dog, Dennis, Frankie, 23 Truz, A, Tyler, Mo Motivation. 9 subscribers away. 3 minutes away from Miami, getting a big road win. Powell, out of the timeout, running floater. Oh boy, that was way strong. Way off from Norman Powell. And the Celtics can go back in front with a bucket on this possession. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Heat have committed 3 fouls. Boston only 2. Pritchard, cut off. Great defense for the Heat. 5 on the shot clock. Brown, 4. Tough 3. Air ball. Bam with the stop. Bam with the late switch out, forcing that air ball by Jaylen Brown. And we got the 27K. Shout out to the real ones. Shout out Alec and all the real ones that subscribe. Under 3 to go. Heat up 1. Keep on subscribing. We'll bring the stats back for the people. I know y'all want it. Davion Mitchell, right wing. 12 on the shot clock. Starting to attack Peyton Pritchard. Crossover, drive. 8-footer. Knocks it home. Davion Mitchell with a pretty move and finish. He's got 13 points. 12 in the second half. Heat in front by 3. Brown over to White. Quick ball movement here for Boston as Brown starts to attack on Powell. Norman Powell. Brown dives inside. Banks it home. The answer there for the MVP candidate in Boston. Jaquez. Driving on Neemias Queta. Back out to Adebayo. They got to post Bam up. He's got Hauser on him. Bam now backing down on Hauser. Gets inside. Right hook shot. Falls off the rim. That's got to go, Bam. That just has to go in, dude. 1 point lead for Miami. Bam! Jump ball! Gets it back defensively, and it will be Jaylen Brown and Bam center circle as Bam tied up Brown driving to the rim. Good initial defense from Wiggins. Good help by Bam. As a jump ball in my hand, Bam needs to win, that's for sure. Minute 47 to go, and the newly acquired Celtic Nikola Vucevic checks in for Neemias Queta. A little surprised by that, considering how bad defensively Vucevic is. Bam's got to tip this between Wiggins and Norman Powell with his left hand. Will he be able to do it? No, Jaylen Brown wins the tip. That's tough. Brown driving on Wiggins. Harassed, throws it out to Vucevic. To the corner for Derrick White. Pump fake, wide open 3. You knew that was going to go in. Heat down 2. Derrick White with 21 points. Norman Powell looking for the answer. Turns it over. Boston has a chance to put a stranglehold on this game if they get a bucket. Oh, that's a steal. Wiggins steals it away. Bad pass inside. Heat have a chance. Powell, deep 3 for the lead. What is he doing? It's one of those shots you love if it goes in, you hate if it misses. Deep 30-footer way early in the shot clock. Ill-advised. Brown driving. Up and under on Wiggins. That's an offensive foul, and it is called. It's about goddamn time. Jaylen Brown's been throwing elbows all day long. Going the other way. and the Celtics are going to call timeout and challenge it. I haven't seen a replay yet, but I don't imagine they could overturn that when he goes elbow right in the Wiggins' face. Let's watch the replay. Oh my God, yeah, there's no way this gets overturned. Jaylen Brown literally just elbows him in the face on the step through. Wiggins doesn't hit him anywhere, but gets elbowed in the face. It's absolutely an offensive foul. Without a question, an offensive foul. And if this is overturned because it was called offensive, I'm calling rigged. Sorry, gonna do it. Because that is no way overturned. 1,500 people watching. Subscribe today. Subscribe today. I'll say this, you only get so many opportunities to challenge. Probably a smart decision to try to see if you can get it overturned. There's just no way you can change this call. No way. Hit that sub button. Come on. Subscribe today. That's the third time today Jaylen Brown has gone up for a shot and elbowed the Heat player. He did it to Pelle Larsson twice earlier in the game and then does it to Wiggins here. At some point, you got to start looking at Jaylen Brown's semantics. Here's the call. Stands. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they actually expect to be overturned. They just took the chance and said, we'll call a timeout to talk it over anyway. I mean, that was crazy. It was the most blatantly obvious step-through elbow to a face. It's so obvious. And Wiggins wasn't even his landing area, shooting area. Jaylen Brown, goes forward with it. A ridiculous, ridiculous move by Jaylen Brown. Just ridiculous. But here we go. 40 seconds to go. Heat down 2. If you're just joining us, Miami led by 21 points at the half. Oh, the Heat are going to call a timeout. I don't know why you would call a timeout coming out of a timeout. But if you want the Heat to score and tie this game up, spam those fireball emojis. Spam those fireball emojis. We got GR, we got Free Life, DJ, Melvin, William, Forever, Wasim, that dude, Monty, Bam, Mirai, Irwin, Hot Dog. Don't need a 3, folks. There's 40 seconds left. You can easily tie this game up. And then assuming you do that prior to 24 seconds, you can maybe even get a stop. And then walk it off in regulation. On the floor for Miami, Davion Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. Here we go. Coming out of the timeout. Each team has 1 TO remaining. Wiggins to inbound. Gets it to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell gets a double screen. They try a flare screen for Powell. They don't get it to him. Mitchell attacks and is blocked by Derrick White. Now the Heat don't have to foul as they're down 2 with 27 seconds to go. There's a 9-second differential, or about 7.5 shot clock and game clock. If they could get a stop and board, they'll have a chance. Derrick White, he's going to call his own number against Norman Powell. 4 on the clock. Pull up 3. Too strong. Rebound Wiggins. Timeout Miami. And there's 8 seconds to go. The Heat have an opportunity to tie and force overtime or win this game in regulation with a 3. Who you got? Who you got? MIA for the Heat, BOS for the Celtics. I'm going to make the new live poll as well. Who you got? Heat or Celtics? Get your votes in. Good defense by Powell there, forcing a deep three, and an even better job by Andrew Wiggins boxing out and getting on the board. I think with 8 seconds left, I try to get an action where you get Norman Powell getting downhill with Andrew Wiggins' weak side. Like, if it was up to me, I would get it to Norman Powell and quickly get Bam, pick and roll. Powell gets downhill, can drop it off to Bam on the slip, or if the defense collapses, Wiggins kick out 3. He's been hot. He's got 5 of them for game. Get Powell off a curl screen by Bam, moving towards the rim. Bam slip to the rim, so you have an option for a lob, Powell floater, or kick out to the weak side for Wiggins for 3. That's what I would be scripting up. That's what I would be doing if I was scripting this up. Well, he's not going to listen to me because Bam is inbounding the ball, so you're not going to be able to get him working downhill and with a Bam curl. They get it to Wiggins. Wiggins, top of the key, driving on Baylor Scheierman. Kicks to the corner. Mitchell for the lead. 3 seconds. No. Ball goes out of bounds, tipped by Miami, and that's going to do it. They got a wide open corner 3, and Davion Mitchell couldn't do it. And this game is over. Unbelievable. I mean, they got a wide open look. Davion Mitchell had no one even close to him. Corner 3. Mitchell's made 2 of them this quarter, and he missed that one. I mean, let's be honest here, guys. You can't ask for a better look than that. You couldn't ask for a better look than that. Couldn't ask for a better look. Would have had the lead with 1 second left. Brutal, man. Heat got to get a steal. If they don't get an immediate steal, like they have to get a steal and then immediately like shoot it at the same time. There's 0.7 seconds left. I mean, the Celtics can just inbound this towards their own rim ball game, and that's what they do. They just throw a lob, game over, Heat lose. Oh, man. This team sucks. Like, I don't think this is a surprise. Wow. That's bad, man. That's bad. That is bad, dude. Why am I surprised? Listen, the Heat are a bad second half and third quarter team. That's not a surprise. What is a surprise, I didn't think they would blow a 21-point halftime lead. And not only blow a 21-point halftime lead, but blow the 21-point lead in the third quarter. Like, even I thought that there were limits to the Heat's ability to blow leads. Evidently, that is not the case. To be up 21 points and have that lead completely evaporate and actually be tied or losing after that quarter begins, that is hard to do. It really is. Heat shot like 20% in that third quarter. Celtics shot 65%. And then, I mean, the fourth quarter like wasn't a good offensive performance. Yeah, the Heat scored 37 second half points. 37 second half points. That comes after you held the Celtics to 38 first half points. Heat now 27 and 26 on the year. It's crazy, man. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm telling you, what the Heat are doing right now, it is hard to do. Productivity hacker, Spo about to orchestrate a shit show. I think you sent that in right before the last play. Got a wide open look. Listen, I have blamed Spo a lot this year for losses. I have. Including the last time Miami lost to Boston, too. I actually purposely blamed Spo for the lineup he started with in the fourth quarter. I am not going to blame him for... You can't blame him for the Heat's second half shooting. He can't control if players make or miss shots. And they missed... I don't know the exact numbers. I'd love to see it. I mean, they shot 28% from three today. 42% from the field. They had countless wide open threes. And they missed them. They just missed them. Like, that's not Spo. Like, off the bench today, Nikola Jovic had 4 wide open threes, 0 for 4. Dru Smith had an open 3, clank. Fontecchio had open 3s, clank. The one from Davion at the end, clank. Like, coaches can't control if the players make or miss the shot. They can put them in the best positions to succeed, but it's up to the players to actually make it happen, and the Heat's players are unable to make it happen. Are you fired up to win ship number 4 spot? That certainly won't be happening. I know you're being sarcastic, but wow, yeah, it seems bad, man. Seems bad. Seems bad. All right, that's going to do it for this stream. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night and the rest of your weekend. Heat play again on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. We're not doing a live stream for that game. Next live stream will be Monday against the Jazz. So we'll see you then. Peace out. We'll have a video in between for sure. Tough one, man. Tough one. Bad basketball in that second half. Bad shot selection at times. And just couldn't hit the open one. Anyway, peace out. See y'all.